Hello, chat. How's it going? I know at least two of you guys are here, so say hi. Anyway, today we're going to talk about two brand new classes we just got the playtest for. So, I haven't looked into this. We've gotten the names of the classes as well as a few of their features yesterday in the live stream they did then. But other than that, I really haven't looked into this. So, completely new to me. So how about we get into this? I'm really excited for the Animist and the Exemplar. And of course, we're going to start with the one I'm the most excited about, the Animist. Let's get into this. So, okay. We do know that they are a wisdom-based class, and they get 8 plus their con modifier for hit points. They already said that. Okay. So, they are trained in perception, trained in fortitude and reflex, as well as expert in will. They're also trained in nature and religion. That's pretty cool. And they get a number of skills equal to 2 plus their int mod. So, yeah. Pretty good. Not bad. This isn't a recall knowledge based class, at least not very much. Anyway. But I do know we get a lot of lore skills with this class. So intelligence might be something you want to go into with this class. But simple weapons and unarmed attacks. Okay, light armor, medium armor, and unarmored defense. Alright, cool. Spell attack modifier and spell DC. And Animist class DC. Huh. That's interesting. They have a class DC and a spell DC? That's pretty interesting, actually. Yeah. Huh. I wonder if that's a mistake, just like they made with the Druid way back when. I don't know. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Alright. Got the initial proficiencies and the ancestry and background, as well as the attribute boosts. Okay. Now, apparition attunement. Okay, this must be their attunement with their spirits. Okay. Animists gain their power by serving as a badge for spiritual entities, collectively as apparitions, to commune and interact with the physical world in a process called attunement. Attunements, apparitions are myriad and diverse. They may be human spirits lingering on the borders between becoming phantoms or ghosts, animal spirits with particularly strong connection to physical worlds, but lacking malice that would spur a transitional to true undeath, manifestations of local natural locations from thought and process over time, a variety of other such entities. Such animists attune with one or more specific apparitions to them in their travels, forming a deep partnership over time, while others adapt to their surroundings by befriending the local apparitions who dwell wherever the Animist journey takes them. That sounds like the difference between Sage and the other one. I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Each day during daily preparations, choose 2 apparitions from the list on page 12 to attune to. Of these, choose 1 to be your primary apparition. Your attuned apparitions each grant you knowledge in the form of lore skills and a repertoire of additional spells you can cast using apparition spellcasting. And your primary apparition grants you even further power in the form of a unique vessel focus spell, and when you are higher level, a unique avatar form. When you refocus, you can change which of your currently attuned apparitions is your primary apparition, selecting from any of the apparitions you attune to during your daily preparations. All of your apparitions typically remain attuned to you until your next daily preparations. But some Animist abilities can temporarily disperse them, usually in exchange for a powerful boon. If your apparition is dispersed, you lose access to the gifts, get its apparition skills, and its spells are removed from the apparition's repertoire, and you cannot use its vessel spell or avatar form until you attune again, which is during daily prep. When you disperse your primary apparition, your apparition becomes the remaining apparition becomes your primary. Okay. The apparitions on page 12 for more information. Okay. So this is pretty much what they said during the stream. Just basically you have your sage, and then you have your I forget what the other one is, but the main thing is that you essentially get to. I guess nobody's here yet, but you essentially get your prepared spells and then your other spell. Okay. Animist and apparition spell casting. Okay, let's take a look at this. Your role as a spiritual medium connects the mortal universe to the realms beyond, lets you cast your magic in 2 distinct ways. You both learn and prepare spells from the divine tradition yourself. You also channel the knowledge and power of your attuned apparitions, gaining spell slots and a repertoire of spells from them that you can cast spontaneously. Regardless of which source you're drawing on, you are a spellcaster and cast spells of the divine tradition using the cast of spell activity. As an animist, incantations might be citing relevant snippets of stories passed down orally, or they might see you calling nearby spirits to honor vows. Your gesture could take the form of elegant dances or full body convulsions as generations of memories and otherworldly energies surge through you. Okay. Okay. Some of your spells might require you to make a spell attack roll, or have your enemies roll against your spell DC. Yeah, goes off wisdom, just like clearly delineating partnership between Animist and their apparitions means you can't cast your animist spells using your apparition spell slots, or vice versa. Okay. Your magic can remain complementary and harmonious, yet as distinct as the two worlds from which they come. Okay. That's going to make this class a little bit difficult to play. Yeah. I can tell you right now, that's going to make this difficult to play. You do have to keep track of your primary prepared and your spontaneous spells. That's going to make this difficult. All right. As a keeper of knowledge, you are constantly learning new tales spells. Each day you can prepare one first rank spell and two cantrips from among the common spells on the divine list, or other divine spells to which you gain access via learn a spell. Prepared spells remain available until you cast them or until you prepare your spells again. Okay. As you increase levels as an animist, the number of spells you can prepare each day increases as the highest rank of spell you can cast, as shown in the animist spells per day table. Okay. This is your prepared spells. Basically, they work the same. You draw for your apparition spell casting. You draw upon your apparitions. Okay. You gain additional spells and a spell repertoire from your attuned apparitions. First level, you can cast one first rank apparition spell per day. Okay, just one. All right. Mess with the spell in your apparition spell repertoire to cast it. This is a collection of spells granted to you by all of your attuned apparitions. Any of these spells that aren't normally on the divine list are still divine spells if you cast them this way. As you increase in level, you gain further apparition spell slots. And apparitions grant you a higher rank. Okay, so this works similarly to how sorcerers cast spells. But you only get one at first level, and then the rest of your spells are prepared. All right, now let's take a look here. When you gain spell slots of second rank or higher, you can fill those slots with stronger versions of spells. Yeah, okay. I need to match the spell slots. Many spells have specific improvements. Yeah, okay, we know all this. Spirits are not so limited in magic as more spellcasters. All of your apparition spells are. Oh, okay, okay. So every single one of the apparition spells are signature spells, which means you can cast them at any level you want, as long as you have the spell slots. That's awesome. I was wondering how they were going to do it. That's how. They're just making all the apparition spells signature spells, which is awesome. And then, yeah, cantrips work the exact same. as before. Vessel spells, okay. Vessel spells are focus spells, okay. Oh, okay. Start with a pool of 2 focus. Okay. Unlike other, yeah, unlike other spellcasters, you start with 2. Okay. And you can get 1 focus point back by spending 10 minutes. And you refill it during your daily preparation. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, this says that you can never have more than 3 focus points. So, yeah. They did have a tweet about that. So, yeah. It's still limited to 3, but you're still 100% still limited to 3 points. Okay. At first level, an animist chooses a practice that influences the way that their power grows and develops. This is your subclass. Okay. Handlers. Yeah, they said this is the one that lets you switch between apparitions in between combat. Yeah. During combat instead of having to spend 10 minutes. Initial boon. At first level, you gain Chandler Stance, which we'll get to when it beats, and the Apparitions Whirl action. Let's take a look at this. Your apparitions swirl around you as you replace their bond with your primary apparition with another. Choose another apparition from among those you attune to. It becomes your primary apparition, replacing your current one. It says here that my audio stream bitrate is okay. Well, either way, okay. So this is just the once per round I switch my primary. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, now this is okay. Number before the plus sign indicates your spell slots via Animist spellcasting, and the number after it is your spell slots from apparition spellcasting. Okay, okay. You don't really gain. You don't really gain prepared spells. It's more of you gain the ability to gain apparition spells. What it is. Yeah. Okay. The upper intermediate. Hold on. For instance, second level Animist has 2+1 spells, meaning they can cast pair 2 first level spell slots via. Okay. The Supreme Apparition class feature gives you a 10th rank apparition spell slot that works differently from other spells. Okay. The 9th level proficiency rank increases to master, and fortitude increases to master. Okay, that's weird. When you roll a success on a will save, you get a critical success instead. Okay, that doesn't make much sense. That does not make any sense. Why would they increase fortitude to master and then make it so that if you roll a success on a will save, you get crit success instead? That must be a typo. Surely that's a typo. It's got to be either will saves to master and then will saves. You roll a success on a will save, you get crit, or it's both fortitude. That otherwise that makes no sense. Not how it should work. At 13th, the greater boon at 13th level. Okay, expert in armor. And at 17th, you get ultimate boon. This allows you to get first time you in an encounter you enter a specific stance granted by an Animist feat, you get temporary hit points. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at Sage. This is the one where you're stuck with where it's harder to change your aberrations. At first level, your ability to sink into your aberration is especially potent. You gain the aberration sense feat and the aberration's possession action. This is also once per round. Relinquish control of your physical body to an aberration, allowing you to fully unleash the spiritual power at the cost of your own agency. Until the start of your next turn, you are immune to control effects and spells that attempt to influence actions, such as charm and command, unless its spell rank is more than twice your level. However, the only actions you can take are to strike, cast an apparition spell, cast a vessel spell, or use an action that has the appropriate traits. Okay. So, like, if you go into this, you can't intimidate people. Okay. Let's see. At 9th level, your proficiency rank for light armor, medium armor, unarmored defense increases to expert. At 13th level, you gain spirit resistance equal to half your level, and a +2 circumstance bonus to saving throws against spirit effects. Also immune to any effect that separates your soul from your body against your will, such as the soul spell. Okay. Okay. At 13th level, you gain spirit resistance equal to half your level and a +2 circumstance bonus to saving throws against spirit effects. You're immune to any effect that separates your soul from your body. Okay. I see. Okay, so. Oh, okay. And the intermediate is expert in armor. Okay. Okay. I guess I already read that. Okay. Ultimate boon. Whenever a haunt, spirit, or undead or incorporeal creature fails a saving throw against one of your spells, you gain a +2 bonus to your AC and saving throws against all that entity's attacks and abilities for the next 24 hours. This bonus applies only to the entity that failed its save, not others of the same type. In addition, you can select up to 2 aberrations as your primary aberration during your daily preparations. Oh, so you get 2. So at 17th, you actually get 2 aberrations as your primary. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's for Sage. Instead of getting temporary hit point. Okay. Spiritual fortitude. Fortitude saves go up to experts. Okay, that's at 3rd. Skill increases, yeah. At 4th, you get your 3rd apparition. And yeah, okay. Ancestry feats. It's 7th expert in spell attack rolls and DCs. At ninth, it's expert in perception. At 10th, you gain an additional aberration spell slot for each rank of spells you can cast up to your highest rank spell -2. For example, a 10th level Animist would have an additional 1st, 2nd, and 3rd aberration slots. Okay, so this gives you another slot. It doesn't give you any bonus spells known. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right. Apparition. Okay, we pretty much know. What apparitions are. Yeah, but wandering. Wandering identifies animist feats closely attuned to particular types of apparitions. To make your daily preparation, you can retrain any wandering feat you know, any other wandering feat available at the level you took the exchanged feats. You must meet all the new feats prerequisites. Okay. And of course, we do know what stances are. Okay. Apparitions warning. Reflex saves to experts. 11th. At 11th, expert in weapons and unarmed attacks. 4th apparition, you get a 4th apparition at level 12. Weapon specialization, we know what that is. Master spellcaster, master and legend master in spell attack rolls and these. Legendary spellcaster, you know what that does. Scream incantation. You gain a 10th level rank apparition spell slot. In addition to the heightened versions of all your apparition spells, you can use this spell slot to cast Avatar. When you cast Avatar in this way, you do not become an avatar of a deity. Rather, you primary attuned apparition incarnates itself using your body, transforming you into the avatar described in your primary attuned apparition entry. Okay. So basically, your apparition, your spirit, takes over you and turns you into its embodiment, basically. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. Instead of, avatar of a deity. Okay, and then now we get into Animist feats. Animist sense. Okay, this is the one that you get for the sage. You can see and interact with things others can't. You have aberration sight, imprecise scent that allows you to detect the presence of invisible or hidden spirits, haunts, and undead within 30 feet of you. You can allow a spirit or undead otherwise incapable of speech to speak through you as long as you are in direct contact with it. You can act as a link between disembodied souls and their mortal bodies as long as you are in contact with both a spirit and a living body that belong to it life. The spirit can use you to return to the body. Doesn't allow you to bring the dead back to life, but you can assist in restoring a disembodied soul to a still living body. If the body is occupied by another spirit or soul, the entity must succeed at a will save against your spell DC or be cast on the body when its original owner is returned. Huh. This is okay. It's kind of situational. I'm not a huge fan of this. I mean, it's very situational. Being able to essentially work on, I mean, this only works on undead and haunts and stuff. So, I mean, if you're not running into those, this is basically completely useless. Moving on to Channeler Stance. This is the one you get for being a channeler. You enter a stance that allows you the power of other levels of existence to flow through you more aggressively. While in this stance, you can cast or sustain an apparition spell or vessel spell that deals energy damage. Whenever you do that, you gain a status bonus to the spell's damage equal to the spell's rank. Whenever you cast a spell that has the vitality or void traits that restores hit points, targets gain a status bonus to the amount of healing equal to the spell's rank. Okay, this one's a lot better. This one is a lot better. Allows you to hit, allows you to go into this, and then if you heal people, then they get extra hit points back. And if you get extra hit points back, and if you deal energy damage, you get more damage. Yeah, this one's a lot better. I like this one a lot better than the other one you get for being. This one is almost always going to have a use. This one is situational. All right, intermediaries' defenses. Your status as an intermediary across planar boundaries grants you a certain diplomatic privileges you can exert in the face of spiritual ailments. Gain void resistance equal to half your level, and a +1 status bonus on saving throws against the effects of haunts and the ability of spirits and incorporeal undead. Again, situational. All right. Spiritual expansion spell. This is, okay, this is a spell shape, which is what they're calling meta magic now. Your apparitions briefly manifest to scatter the energy of your spell, causing it to spread out and affect a wider area. The next action you use is to cast a spell that has an area of a cone, burst, or line and doesn't have a duration. Increase the area of that spell. Oh, this is widen spell, isn't it? This is essentially widen spell. Why don't they just call it widen spell? That's what it is. Oh, except you can use this feat to increase the radius of an emanation spell with a duration by 5 feet by dedicating your primary apparition to maintain the spell shape. Dedicating the apparition to the spell prevents you from using the apparition's vessel spell, apparition skills, or avatar form for the duration of the modified spell. Okay, that's why it's different. Okay, that's why it's different. It lets you increase the area of something like, I don't know, a bless or a bane. That's what it does. Yeah. That is 100% what it does. Hi, Vandel. How are you doing today? We've got, great. Congratulations. You're from Brazil, huh? That's very interesting. Yeah. Pull up a chair. We're going over the Animist and the and the Exemplar today. So, yep. So, you missed a lot. We're currently going over the second level feats for the Animist. That's what we're about to get to. So, and the first one is Conceal Spell, which we already know about. Unless you don't, but I know what Conceal Spell does. Let's see if they've changed anything about it. Subtle traits. Okay, so they've added a subtle trait to it. And that just looks like, yeah, that just makes it so, yeah, it pretty much does the same thing. It's just now they've added the subtle trait. Makes it easy to hide spells. Yeah, okay. Embodiment of the balance. Your place in the balance between the forces of life and entropy expands the spells you pull from the spirit realms. You add heal and harm to your aberration spell repertoire, allowing you to cast them with your aberration spell casting. Okay, okay. So this is how they get around the okay. Right. Okay. So this is extra heal and harm spell. Yeah, okay. Grasping spirit spells. Another spell shape. Your apparition draws your enemy into the range of your spells. Your next action is to cast a spell that has a range and targets one creature. You can choose one target in the spell that is up to 30 feet outside the spell's normal range. Your aberration briefly takes on the semi-physical forms and attempts to drag the target into the range of the spell. Wow. I already love this. Your target must attempt a fortitude save against your spell DC. On a failure, it is pulled up to 30 feet directly towards you and then affected by the spell as normal. You don't need to pull the target the full 30 feet, but you must pull it within the spell's normal range. If the target succeeds at its save to resist this forced movement, the actions used to cast the spell are wasted. But the aberration is able to conserve and cycle the magical energies back to you to retain any focus points or spell slots used to cast the spell. Okay. I already love this. I love this. It's basically, get over here for spells. That's awesome. That's forced movement. If it wasn't forced movement, this would be insane. It's once per 10 minutes. So basically, you're probably going to be able to do this once per encounter. Pretty nice. Sustaining dance. You dance in tune with the rhythms of your spiritual allies, moving through a series of steps laden with power. You step or leap and then sustain. Oh, okay. Okay, this is pretty cool too. This is just great action economy. Step and then sustain. Yeah, that's great. Apparitions enhancement. Your most recent action was to cast a non-cantrip spell. Okay, this is a free action. Okay. An assisting apparition reaches a hand or other limb into the magic as you cast it, then uses it to cover one weapon you're wielding or one unarmed attack you have with the additional magic power. Until the end of your next turn, your weapon or unarmed attack deals 1d6 spirit damage and gains the divine trait if it didn't already have it. Huh. This is extra damage if you want to be a... Yeah, if you want to be a... If you want to be a melee apparitionist, then this is... Or not an apparitionist, but a animist, then this you want to take. Alright, channeled protection. Requires channeler stance. You have to be in channeler stance, and your last action was to cast a spell from your spell slots. Okay. That can either be your that can be any of your spells, basically. It just can't be like a spell that you get from your ancestor. And it can't be a cantrip either. You feed your excess energy to spell into the attuned apparition in exchange for its protection. You and all adjacent allies gain a +1 status bonus to AC and to reflex saving throws until the start of your next turn. If the spell was at least 7th rank, the status bonus increases to +2. Okay, this is a great teamwork option. Especially if you've got a bunch of ranged attackers near you. Yeah. +1 to AC and saving throws until the start of your next turn every time you cast a spell from your spell slots. Yeah. And all it takes is one single action. You can cast a spell, then do this. Awesome. So, Vandal, what do you think so far? And I notice one other person is here. Say hi. Anyway, let's move on to divert control. Your turn begins, it's a reaction, and the trigger is your turn begins while you're under the effects of charm or a similar spell, or an effect that would give you the controlled condition. Okay. Your attuned apparition takes control of your body and prevents you from acting against your will or better judgment. You ignore the effects of the charm spell, the controlled condition, or other spells that attempt to dictate your actions until the end of your turn. This turn still counts against the speller effect's duration. Okay. While ignoring an effect in this matter, you can only take a single action or activity chosen by the attuned apparition. This could be to use a feat the apparition qualifies you for, to cast one of your apparition spells, or to take another action in keeping with the apparition's nature as determined by the GM. This action is never one taken against your best interests. Okay. If you have the apparition's possession ability, your apparition can instead take up to 2 actions and use any action normally allowed by your apparition's possession. Again, situational. Really situational. I've just never really seen... This would be good at high level. At this level, it's very situational. High level, this will be great. Low level, situational. Walk the Wilds. Add animal form to your apparition spell repertoire, allowing you to cast it with your apparition spell casting. If you attune a stalker in the Dead and Bows, tune to that. Increase the duration of the Darkest Forest form focus spell to sustained up to 5 minutes when using it to transform into a form granted by animal form. Okay. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. Apparition Stabilization. This is a 6th level feat. Okay. Your tuned apparition ensures that even if you would be distracted or disrupted, your magic doesn't go to waste. If your reaction would disrupt your spellcasting action, attempt a DC 15 flat check. If you succeed, your action isn't disrupted. For each additional attuned apparition beyond the first, decrease the DC of this flat check by 1. For example, an apparition with the 3rd apparition class feature and 3 attuned apparitions would only need to succeed at a DC 13 flat check to avoid being disrupted. Okay. Okay. This is actually pretty good. Yeah. A lot of times the last thing you want is your spells to get disrupted. So this is... Oh, but this is Wandering. So let me go back to... Wandering. What is Wandering again? Oh, okay. These are the ones you can retrain during your daily preparations. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, this is Blazing Spirits. Oh, this is the one for the Blaster. This is for the Blaster Caster one. An adjacent creature damages you with a melee attack. It's a reaction. Or a creature damages you with a melee unarmed strike. Your attunement to an apparition of Burning Determination gives you enhanced resistance, resilience, and retaliatory defenses. You gain resistance equal to your level against the triggering attack, and the triggering creature takes 1d6 fire damage and 1 persistent fire damage. This damage increases to 2d6 fire damage and 2 persistent fire damage at 12th level, and 3d6 fire damage and 3 persistent fire damage at 18th level. Okay. Grudge Strike. Okay, so this is just resistance, and if they hit you, they take damage. It's okay. Now, Grudge Strike. One of your aberrations you are attuned to grants heraldry lore or underworld lore as an apparition skill. Okay. You channel the spiritual power of ancient rivalries or spiteful grudges into a devastating attack. Take a melee strike against a creature within your reach. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to this attack, and you deal 2d6 of additional void damage to the target. If the target is undead, this instead deals an additional 2d6 vitality damage. If the ability gains the vitality trait if it deals vitality damage, void damage if it deals void. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, okay. So, again, this is just, I hit you with extra damage. Not a great idea. No, not. Medium's awareness. This is another wandering. Okay. The aberrations you have attained yourself to keep watch for incoming threats. You gain a +2 status bonus to perception checks to seek, and when using perception for your initiative roll. At 12th level, the status bonus increases to +2, and at 20th is +4. This is great if you want to go first, absolutely. And find stuff. Yeah, this is great. This is great. I love this. Yep. This is great. I love this. Roaring Heart at 6th. Mountain Lore or okay, so you need Mountain Lore as an apparition skill. Okay. You surge forward, inexorable as water, stone, or snow crashing down on a mountain. You stride up to twice your speed. At any point during this movement, you can shove up to 2 creatures you pass adjacent to. If you succeed at shoving an enemy, you and each ally within 30 feet. Sorry, hold on a second. Of your destination square gain a number of temporary hit points equal to half your level, or equal to your level if you succeeded in shoving any targets. If you succeeded at both shove attempts, excuse me. As turbulent spirits, you're attuned to reward you for acting in an appropriately fierce manner. These temporary hit points last in the beginning of your next turn. Okay. This is pretty good. Yeah, okay. This allows you to move, shove people, and gain temporary hit points for you and your allies. This is great. I love this. This is fantastic. At 8th, we've got Possession Echo. The spell shape 1 to 3 actions. Relinquish control of your apparition in exchange for additional power. You gain 1 expended apparition spell slot that's at least 2 ranks lower than your highest rank spell slot. Your apparition then immediately uses your body to cast an apparition spell that can be cast using that slot. The number of actions required for echoing a possession is equal to the number equal to the actions cost of the spell cast. Okay. Regaining control following the possession is difficult, however, and you are confused until the end of your turn. Oh, this is a once per hour thing. I'd only use this if you are positive that whatever spell you're going to be using is going to end the fights. Confused is not something you want to be. Definitely not. Soul synchronization. Okay, you need sage practice for this, and you're currently benefiting from apparition's possession. Okay. The line between your intentions and those of the apparition possessing you blur, leaving you better able to support each other in the throes of combat. While your apparition possession ability is active, you gain the following additional benefits. Once per round, you can attempt a recall knowledge check as a free action, sharing the results with your apparition. All strikes you make with a weapon or unarmed attack deal an additional 2 points of spirit damage. Okay? You gain resistance equal to half your level against all physical attacks, but you have weakness to spirit damage equal to 1/3 your level. I love that first part. Once per round, you can use recall knowledge as a free action. That is amazing. I love that so much. Yeah. This would be great for the blaster caster one. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Spirit Walk. Apparition Sense, or an attunement to a spirit that grants the fortune-telling lore as one of its apparitions. Okay. Your allied apparitions ward you against predations of their restless peers. While searching or detecting magic in exploration mode, you and up to 4 allies within 30 feet don't trigger reactions from haunts and spirits. Your apparition sight is now a precise sense, and you gain a +2 circumstance bonus to recall knowledge checks related to any entities you can detect with your apparition sight. After rolling initiative, you and each ally within range of your apparition sight gain resistance equal to half your level against damage dealt by haunts or spirits until the end of your turn. Okay. Some of this is situational, but some of this is really good. No, never mind. It's situational. Yeah, it's situational. It is definitely situational. I mean, only really works against spirits and haunts. And a lot of these feats are really situational. But apparition sight being a precise sense is pretty nice. Wind Seeker. Walk the wilds. Okay. Wings free you from the shackles. Add aerial form to your spell repertoire, allowing you to cast it while with your apparition spell casting. Yeah. Whenever you use aerial form to grant you a form that grants you a specific acrobatics modifier, you gain a +1 status bonus to acrobatics checks. And if you're attuned to a stalker in the darkened bows, you add bat and bird forms to aerial form. Okay. Apparitions Quickening. This is a free action spell shape. Your next action is to cast a cantrip or a spell that is at least 2 ranks lower than the highest rank spell slot you have. You can draw power from one of your attuned apparitions to reduce the number of actions to cast it by 1. Chosen apparition is dispersed until you retune it at your next daily preparations. This can only be used on a cantrip or spell that came from the class matching the one you gained this feat from. Okay. Okay, sure. Alright. Fly on shadowed wings once per hour. You align it with the energy of your physical form to that of one of your substantial spirit companions, bonding with their essence to become lighter than air. Choose one of your attuned apparitions. 10 minutes, you gain a fly speed equal to your land speed, but your chosen apparition is first for the duration, automatically reattuning to you 10 minutes later. Okay, so this allows you to fly for 10 minutes by getting rid of one of your apparitions. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Overwhelming energy. We already know what this does. Yeah. This if you don't know, basically this allows you to ignore resistance to energy damage when you cast a spell. 12th. Shadows within shadows. You're tuned to an apparition that grants you underworld lore as one of its apparition skills. You would be detected by an enemy seeking you with perception, or an enemy would succeed with a counteract check to end the spell you have used to make yourself hidden, concealed, or undetected. Okay. Okay. You attune your attuned apparition is extremely hard to reveal and extends that elusiveness to you. The enemy must re-roll the triggering check and take the lower results. They talked about this one in the they talked about this one in the live stream yesterday. That's freaking awesome. I love that. Spiritual guidance. You or an ally would fail, but not critically fail, with a strike or spell attack roll against an enemy that you can perceive. Okay, this is wandering. Alright, so we can switch this one during the operations. This is an reaction we can use once every 10 minutes. Your tuned aberration guides attacks home even when you or an ally find your stance to be too unsteady. The originator of the triggering strike or spell attack attempts the second attack roll and takes the higher result. Oh my god, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. It is once for 10 minutes, but this is one I'm definitely taking for my freaking stealth. For my freaking stealth Animist. Yeah. In fact, every Animist should take this. This is insane. Whispers of warning, you need medium of awareness. Okay. You'll be hit, but not critically hit by an attack. Okay. Reaction once for 10 minutes. Protective apparitions' sharp sense alert you to an incoming attack, which they whisper to you. The originator of the triggering attack must... must attempt a second attack roll and take the lower results. And this is a great one. This is a fantastic one. Yeah. But this one only works for you. But it's still a great way to make an enemy waste an action. You leverage your mastery of the supernatural to reveal an enemy's true nature. Attempt a religion check to counteract a polymorph effect currently affecting a creature you are aware of within 30 feet. If you know the creature's true name, you can invoke it as part of this action to gain a +2 status bonus on the check. Banish falsehoods of flesh. Okay. If the target is somehow under the effects of multiple polymorph spells, you choose which one to attempt to counteract. The GM chooses randomly if separate effects aren't obvious. The target is then temporarily immune for 1 day. This is awesome. Yeah, this is kind of situational, but in the right situation, this is game breaking. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, the enemy's under the effect of an animal form spell. Guess what? No, he's not anymore. Or oh, the enemy decides to cast Baleful Polymorph on your ally. Nope. Stop that. Yeah. Yeah, this can be great. This can 100% be great. All right. Cardinal Guardians, which requires a channeler practice. Okay. You master the art of drawing power from the cycle of your apparitions, turning the success of one apparition's magic into the chance for the next to strike true. Whenever you succeed at a spell attack roll with an apparition spell or a vessel spell, okay, or when a creature fails its save against such a spell, you gain a +2 status bonus to your spell attack modifier against that creature with spells granted by any of your other apparitions, and it takes a -2 status penalty to saves against such spells. This benefit lasts until the end of your next turn. Okay. This is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like this a lot. This allows you to hit better with spells. It's basically what it is. can be good with spells that require saving throws. Yeah, which can hit you. This can help you hit with your more powerful spells, which is pretty dope. Yeah, I like this a lot. Okay, we're at 16th level with Forest Heart. Okay, this one requires an apparition that grants you forest lore or herbalism lore as one of your apparition skills. You adopt a stance that allows your spiritual energy to inhabit and control roots in the ground that you stand on and act as brutal extensions of your will. You can make unarmed attacks with roots, vines, or other plants that share your space. These deal 48 bludgeoning damage, are in the brawling group, have the finesse, grapple, and reach 30 feet traits. Attacks made with this unarmed attacks do not gain additional damage from striking runes, but they can benefit from items bonus to attack rolls and the properties of hand wraps of mighty blows you are wearing. Okay. So you can grapple with these things. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. This is for melee animists. Wait, can you use this if you're in animal form? If so, that would be amazing. That would be flat out amazing if... Yeah. This would be amazing if you could use this in... This would be flat out amazing if you could use this in a polymorph form. Yeah. Spiritual spell shape stance. Alright, this is another stance, and it is wandering, so you can change it during daily prep. Your attuned aberration manifests ethereal limbs that extend over your shoulder, assisting you in more efficiently weaving spells that strike at the spirits. While in this stance, once per turn, you can use a spell-shaped feat that normally requires one action as a free action instead, only to affect spells that deal spirit, vitality, or void damage. This doesn't allow you to void or bypass any other restrictions or limitations normally associated with the spell-shaped feat. So this is a free action spell shape, but only for certain spells. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay, Tame the Land. It requires academia lore or farming lore. You ignore all natural difficult terrain while in this stance, and you gain resistance equal to half your level to damage dealt to you by animals, beasts, fae, and plants. Huh. Interesting. Again, kind of situational. It all depends. Yeah. Pretty sure this is Echoing Channel from the Cleric. Only this requires embodiment of the balance. Okay, yeah. The next action you use is to cast a 2-action harm or heal to heal or damage a single creature. Choose yourself or one other target. If you are the target, that target is target that creature with one action version of the same. Okay. Yeah. This is echoing channel. Okay. Soul cycle. Sustaining dance and at least one Animist stance feats. When your turn starts, you can step or leave and then enter an Animist stance you know. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Alright. That's just a free action. I go into a stance and I step or leave. Spirit's Sacrifice at level 18. You would die. For free action, your attuned aberration disperses its own energy to save your life. You can use Spirit's Sacrifice even while unconscious or otherwise unable to act. One aberration do you have attuned? You do not die. Your wounded condition is reduced to 1 if it would be higher. And you regain a number of hit points equal to twice your level. The chosen aberration is dispersed until you can reattune it during your next daily preparation. Okay, so this is I don't die. Awesome. Yeah. And at 20th, we've got Eternal Guide. Choose a single settlement within the population of at least 100 people. Whenever you die or are not returned to life within 24 hours by other means, as long as the settlement still exists and there are no other claims on your soul, this is a contract with the devil, and nothing dropping your soul, your attuned aberration magically translate your soul remains and all of your items you had worn or carried at the time of your death back to the chosen settlement, where you are reborn. The nature of this rebirth varies between animists. Some magically reinvigorate their physical forms to return to life in their original bodies. Others pass their knowledge and power to a new inheritor who effectively takes their place in the grand story of existence. Regardless of the exact nature of your rebirth, you or your inheritor are fully restored with your level, experience, and equipment intact 1 week after your death. If you choose an inheritor and their ancestry is different from yours, your attribute modifiers don't change, but you can freely retrain your ancestry feats and any other feats that relied on them as a prerequisite as part of your rebirth. There's no limit to the number of times you can be reborn, but if you die before a week has passed since your last rebirth, neither you nor your attuned apparitions have recovered enough energy to complete the process again, and your soul passes to whatever final reward it earned. True Channel Spell. You are a true conduit for spirit. Okay, I get a 10th rank spell slot. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Sounds great. All right. Now let's take a look at the apparitions. Each apparition has amassed knowledge on a particular set of lore skills that cover areas of interest and expertise. When you're attuned to an apparition, you become trained in these lore skills and channeling the apparition into your body to share its knowledge on the subject. 8th level and beyond, you can draw upon even more of the apparition's knowledge, gaining expert in, and at 16th level, you became master. Okay. Apparition spell repertoire. These are the spells you get for your repertoire. Okay. And okay, yeah, those are the those are the vessel spells, which are the focus spells. And then and then what your avatar transforms. Okay. Studying of groves or and gardens. This is one that they've said, okay. Farming lore, herbalism lore, tangle vine, wall of shrubs, gentle breeze, safe passage, life draining roots, entwined roots, field of life, dancing fountain, moment of renewal, and overwhelming presence. The vessel spell is Garden of Healing, and your avatar is ignore difficult terrain and greater difficult terrain. Wait, does that include magical? That'd be insane if it has a 60-foot speed and it ignores difficult terrain and greater difficult terrain. I mean, I'm pretty sure that includes magical, which is insane. Usually it's either magical difficult terrain or natural, not both. Garden's Cradle and Impose Peace. Okay, yeah. We talked about this one in the stream. Garden of Healing, yeah. When you cast this spell and the first time you sustain it each round, you generate a pulse of renewing energy that heals each living creature within a 10-foot emanation for 1d4 hit points. And every time it levels up, it's another 1d4 hit point. Okay, cool. Now here's the one I'm really interested in. Imposter in hidden places. The kinetic hand, ill omen, invisibility, veil of privacy, liminal doorway, hallucinations, mislead, planar palace, disappearance, and phantasmagoria. Jumpering whispers, touch of lost futures, does whisper of despair. Okay. Let's just turn within the sparrows area. Oh, you gotta be careful about this one. Yeah. Luckily, it's sustained for up to 1 minute. So if your allies get in this area, then yeah. And it is only a 5-foot emanation, which a little bit. Stalker in the Darkened Bows. Okay, this is the one that the feats we're talking about. Okay. Force lore, herbalism lore. We have Gouging Claw, Runic Body, Entangling Flora, Wall of Thorns, Speak with Plants, Moon Frenzy, Tangling Creepers, Unfettered Pack, Monstrosity Form, and Wrathful Storm. Beast of the Bows. And it only has a melee Jaws attack. Okay. That's a Pharaoh's Shadow over your form, transforming you. You polymorph into any form listed in Pest form. You transform into a form granted by the spell. You gain all the effects of the form you chose from the version of the spell heightened to Darkened Forest form's rank. The apparition also helps you adapt more quickly to your new form. You gain a +1 status bonus to your attack rolls using the form's default attack modifier. Each time you sustain the spell, you can choose a different shape from those available via the associated spell. So basically, you can go from a rat to a bat every time you sustain. This is kind of insane. Yeah, I like this a lot. And at second level, you can transform into the form listed in animal form. You can, at fifth, you can go elemental form. Okay. All right. Now, this is the explodey one. Steward of Stone and Fire. Ignition, interposing earth, floating earth, fireball, wall of fire, wall of stone, petrify, volcanic eruption, earthquake, and falling stars. First bile. You cast a spell, and the first time you sustain it each round, choose an area within range, which is 30 feet. Okay. Each creature in the area takes 1d4 fire damage, 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and 1 persistent fire damage. Resistant damage is negated on a successful save. Okay. The fire and bludgeoning damage each increase by 1d4, and the fire increases to 1 by 1 every 2 levels. Okay. Vanguard of Roaring Waters. Mountain Lore, River Lore, Rousing Splash, Hydraulic Push, Mist, Aqueous Orb, Hydraulic Torrent, Control Water, Personal Ocean, Dancing Fountain, Whirlpool, and Wrathful Storm. Okay. River Carving Mountains. Speed 50 feet, swim speed 70 feet, part mountains. Okay. Your operation solidifies around you in roaring water and spraying mist. For the duration of the spell, you have lesser cover against ranged attacks and gain a +5 status bonus to your speed. Once per turn, you can use an action to stride up to your speed while your apparition fills each square you pass through with lingering energy of a coursing river. Each of these squares becomes difficult terrain until the start of your next turn. You can use river covering mountains while burrowing, climbing, flying, or swimming instead of striding if you have the corresponding movement type. I can see this being used with the stealth one, just in case. Witness to ancient battles, battlegrounds lore, heraldry lore. Shield, runic weapon, enlarged, ghostly weapon, weapon storm, invoke spirits, phantasmal calamity, true target, Canticle of Everlasting Grief, awesome spell, by the way, and Foresight. And Embodiment of Battle and General of Endless Battle. Okay. For the duration, your proficiency with martial weapons is equal to proficiency with simple weapons, and you gain a +1 status bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the weapon or unarmed attack you gain with weapons or unarmed attacks. You gain the reactive strike reaction, and you gain the critical specialization effect for any weapon you are wielding when you cast or spell. Your instincts of the apparition battle run contrary to the use of magic. For the duration of the spell, you take a -2 penalty to your spell attack rolls and spell DCs. Status bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls increases to +2 at 4th, +3 at 7th. Okay. Wait a second. New spells. Okay. Liminal Doorway. You draw a chalk doorway into an unbreaking surface, opens into an extra-dimensional space. Any creature touching the drawing as an actual door interact to touch the doorknob and pass through. The warped chalk drop room beyond is 20 feet deep, 20 feet in width, depth, and height. Space is unadorned and empty, with the chalk lines indicating the corners of the walls. If the drawing is rubbed away, the underlying surface is broken, or a creature attempts to enter the space that would put it over capacity, space begins to collapse. Space ejects one creature at random each round, this positioning depositing it on the nearest open ground until all creatures are returned outside. Okay. So this is bag of holding for creatures. Yeah. Okay. Mist. You call forth a cloud of mist. Oh, this just gives everybody concealment. Okay. Phantasmagoria. You fill the target's mind with endless images, like countless dreams and lives colliding with each other. Onrushing information deals 16d6 mental damage to each target, depending on its will save. Assess, they take half damage and can't use reactions until the start of your next turn. On a failure, they take full damage and is confused for the same duration. On a critical failure, they take double damage and are confused for 1 minute. This is actually pretty nice. Yeah. Planar Palace. Takes 1 minute to cast, has a range of 30 feet, and lasts until your next daily preparation. You grow an extra-dimensional demiplane consisting of a spacious dwelling with a single entrance. Entrance connects to the plane where you cast the spell, appearing anywhere within the spell's range as a faint, shimmering vertical rectangle 5 feet wide and 10 feet high. You designate who can enter when you cast the spell. Once inside, you can shut the entrance, making it invisible. You and the creatures you designated can reopen the door at will. Inside, the demiplane appears to be a mansion featuring a magnificent foyer and numerous opulent chambers. The mansion can have any floor plan you imagine when you cast the spell, provided it fits within a space of 40 feet wide, 40 feet deep, and 30 feet tall. While the entrance to the mansion is closed, effects from outside the mansion fail to penetrate it, and vice versa, except for interplanar teleports can be used to enter the mansion. You can use scrying magic and similar effects to observe the outside only if they're capable of crossing planes. Staff of up to 24 servants attends to anyone in the mansion. They are like servants created by Phantasmal Minion spell, though they're visible with an appearance you determine during casting. The mansion is stocked with enough food to serve a 9-course banquet to 150 people. Wow. That's a lot of food. Veil of Privacy. You erect protective wards that make the target difficult to detect via magic. Veil of Privacy attempts to counteract all detection, revelation, and scrying effects used against the target or the target's gear during the duration, counting cantrips and first rank spells for this purpose. Successfully counteracting a spell that targets an area or multiple targets negates the effects for only Veil of Privacy's targets. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the Animist. Okay. It's a little bit different than what I expected, but Overall, it's a good class. I enjoyed it. All right, time to move on to the Exemplar. Wait, Exemplar is rare. Is the Animist? See, is it? No, the Animist is not. The um the Exemplar is, however. Okay, strength or dexterity? Yeah, 10 plus con. Okay. Trained in perception, expert in fortitude and will, trained in reflex. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, trained in religion, and then 2 plus intelligence. Trained simple martial and unarmed attacks, and light armor and unarmored defense, and trained in exemplar class DC. I didn't see anything that went up class DC for the Animist, so yeah, I mean, I just don't really see any reason for them to be trained in that. Yeah, no, they're a spellcaster. They shouldn't be trained. Divine Spark and Icons. Okay. Your body takes on the qualities of your chosen body icon, and you gain non-magical level 0 items of your choice to satisfy the requirements for your chosen worn icon and weapon icon. Providence ensures you come across these items. You might be traveling along a path to find a spear in a tree that you can dislodge, or you might be holding a gleaming slash you saw in your dreams. More information on icons on page 22. Okay. By focusing your divine spark into your icon to empower that icon to accomplish deeds beyond what it could in mortal hands. As long as your divine spark resides in an icon, you gain that icon's eminence effects. You call your spark forth and place it into an icon by using the shift eminence action. Shift the focus of your divinity, filling one of your icons with your divine spark. That icon softly glows with radiant light, emits subtle chimes as it moves, or is otherwise obviously empowered in a way that matches your growing divinity, granting the icon the divine trait and granting you the icon's effects for as long as your divine spark is empowering it. Your spark is indivisible, so it can only empower one icon at a time. You can use Shift Eminence to return your spark to the depths of your soul, leaving none of your icons empowered. In addition to the above usage, you can also Shift Eminence as a free action when you roll initiative. Okay, cool. Cool. You can do it. You can do it as an action, but you can also do it as a free action when you roll initiative. Awesome. Okay. While your spell spark dwells within an icon, you are also able to channel your divinity through an icon in a powerful transcendent ability. So the force of this act will temporarily cast your divine spark out of the icon. Spark transcendence. The icon must currently house your divine spark, and you can only do it if you're holding it, weapon icon, or wearing it if it's a worn icon. Channel your full might your divine spark through your icon to briefly surpass mortal. Okay. This is a special activity that takes a variable number of actions. Okay, so this depends on what icon you're using. Okay. When wielding a simple weapon, increase the damage size of that weapon by 1 step. Just any simple weapon goes up by 1. Awesome. 1 damage die. Awesome. Okay, we know this. Root Epitaph. At 3rd level, you gain a Root Epitaph. Grants the core of your personality and affects the qualities of your body icon. You already trained in the granted skill, you become trained in a different skill of your choice as normal. Choose 1 epitaph from the list below. Brave. You train in athletics. After you spark transcendence of your body icon carries you forward, allowing you to stride up to half your speed in a straight line towards 1 enemy of your choice. Doesn't tell me. Doesn't tell me how many actions that is. Let's see here. Cunning, training, deception. When you spark transcendence of your body icon, you can faint as a free action. Okay. Mournful. And diplomacy and spark transcendence of body icon allows you to make an enemy dazzled within 30 feet, dazzled until the start of your next turn. Okay. Radiant. And diplomacy. You inspire an ally within 30 feet to push on, restoring hit points equal to 2 plus double your level. Then they're immune for 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Increases, we know about that. Ability boost, we know about that. Ancestry feats, we know about that. Spirit striking. Oh, this is essentially their version of weapon specialization, except it does spirit damage. Weapon expertise, weapons 2, expert. Okay, makes sense. Dominant epitaph. Choose one of these, which affects your weapon icon. Okay. Your minion is over stone and soil. The Colosseums of creation, the pillars holding up. You gain the hefty hauler feat. You can choose for any spirit damage to be dealt by your exemplar abilities to instead manifest as levitating segments of stone or bone, changing the damage type to bludgeoning, and replacing the spirit trait with the earth trait. Your weapon icon gains the following abilities. When you critically succeed on a strike and the target of the critical hit is standing on a surface, earth or stone, it is driven down and mired into the ground. The target is immobilized and must succeed at an escape attempt against your class DC to end the immobilization. The creature doesn't become stuck if it's incorporeal, is liquid, or can otherwise escape without effort. Makes sense. Transcend. Wound the worlds. Your weapon pierces the ground below you and opens a jagged rift in a 60-foot line. All squares in the line passed through permanently become difficult terrain, or greater difficult terrain if they were already difficult terrain. Each creature standing in the affected square at the time of this effect must succeed at a reflex save against your class DC or fall prone. Creatures that fall prone take 2d6 bludgeoning damage from rolling earth. This damage increases to 46 at 12th and 66 at 17th. The imminence is good. This one is okay. It does damage and creates difficult terrain. That's all it really does. For Restless of the Tide, you gain the Underwater Marauder feat, and you can choose to make your spirit damage do bludgeoning damage from water. Okay. When you critically succeed on a strike, you deal splash damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice to all creatures within 10 feet. Splash damage is bludgeoning and has the water trait. Okay. A roaring whirlpool surrounds around you, gathering your enemies together to receive your divine punishment. All enemies within 60 feet must succeed at a fortitude save against your class DC or be swept up to 15 feet to another location of your choice within the affected area and become off guard until the start of your next turn. This effect is forced movement. You can then strike one enemy within your reach. This one is good. Especially the Seize Claim. Yeah. And that is first level. Wow. That's a first level ability. Kind of insane that that's a first level ability. Fearless of the Heavens. Instead manifests. Okay, so this lets you do Fearless under Heaven, lets you do physical damage instead of spirit damage. Okay. Divine Skill at Arms guides your weapon, granting it a critical specialization effect for weapons for its weapon group. Your previous action was a successful strike, and you have not yet rolled damage. Okay. Time seems to lag as you blur across the battlefield, deciding the fate of many in a moment. Do not roll damage for your strike. Stride up to half your speed and make an attack against a different foe using the same multiple attack penalty. If your second attack is a success, you deal damage to both creatures. If you miss, you deal damage to neither creature. Okay. This allows you to make 2 attacks at base multiple attack penalty. That's Does this mean you can strike, use this, and then use this again? I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. Seems like something that would work, yes. You are making a strike. Whose cry is thunder? The sky overhead is yours to command as lightning strikes your soul. Any bonus to saving throws you gain from an Exemplar ability also applies against effects with the electricity trait and any resistance to electricity damages. You can choose to do lightning damage instead of spirits. When you critically succeed on a strike, lightning strikes a target within 30 feet for 46 electricity damage. This damage increases to 76 if you're 12th and 10d6 if you're 17th. As you fire or hurl your weapon, it becomes a boon of lightning. Line of booming lightning. Make a range strike with your icon against a creature within your weapon's first range increment or 30 feet, whichever is further. If the strike is successful, the target, each creature within 15 feet of it, must succeed at a basic fortitude save against your class DC or take 1d6 electricity damage and 1d6 sonic damage from the mighty thunderclap of the weapon's impact. This is 2d6 for both if you're 12th, 3d6 if you're 17th. The icon then returns to your hand. Okay, that one's pretty cool too. You stilled your mind with resolve. Your proficiency rank for will saves increases to master. When you roll a success on a will save, you get a critical success instead. Okay, cool. Alertness is expert in perception. Divine premonition is reflex saves to expert. Godly expertise. Exemplar class DC increases to experts. And if you have domain spells, the proficiency rank for spell attacks and spell DCs increases to. You must be able to get domain spells with a feat or something. At 13th, weapons to master, greater resolve. That is will saves to legendary. Okay. And armor to experts. That's greater spirit striking, basically greater weapon specialization. Juggernaut, fortitude saves to master. Sovereignty epitaph. Okay. And this is the one that affects your worn icon. Okay. The aura granted by your worn icon increases to 30 feet. Whenever you fail or deal no damage with a strike against an enemy within your worn icon's aura, you can attempt a recall knowledge check against that target and instantly transmit any knowledge you gain as a result to every ally within the aura. First piece of knowledge you gain when recalling knowledge this way is always the enemy's immunities, or greatest resistance if they don't have any immunities. The target does not have any immunities or resistances, you learn their greatest weakness. If the target does not have any immunities, resistances, weaknesses, you learn what their lowest saving throw is. Okay, that's cool. That is cool, yes. And transcend. You declare an enemy within the area of your worn icon's aura to be a heroic test. As long as that enemy remains in the aura, you deal additional 10 spirit damage. It deals an extra 10 spirit damage to you with each successful strike or spell it targets you with. Whenever it deals spirit damage to you, each ally within the aura can make a reactive strike against it, even if they do not normally have that reaction. If an ally within your aura successfully slays the enemy with a reactive strike, they immediately gain temporary hit points equal to their level, which persists for 1 minute. This is awesome. I'm going to take more damage so that all my allies can hit you whenever you hit me. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Last ruler. Imminence. The aura granted by your worn icon increases to 30 feet. Whenever an enemy within the aura fails an attack roll against you, you can attempt an intimidation check to demoralize them as a free action, as you rebuke them for their foolish attempt to stand against you. Okay. And kneel before greatness. You demand fealty that is your rightful due. All enemies within your worn icon's aura must succeed at a will save against your class DC or immediately kneel, dropping prone as a free action. Enemies who critically fail their save against this effect also take spirit damage equal to twice your level. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is essentially a better version of the Tyrants. Oh wow. This is like so much better of a version of this is so much better. This is so much of a better version of the Tyrants reaction. This is insane. I love this. Okay, Eminence for Thief of Moonlight. Aura increases to 30 feet. When they fail an attack roll against you, they're dazzled until the end of your next turn. And all that shines belongs to me. You become invisible for 1 round and then stride. Each enemy adjacent to you at any point in this round during this movement must succeed at a DC at a fortitude save against class DC or be blinded for 1 minute. If the creature quickly fails their save, they're permanently blinded instead. Each creature blinded by this effect for the duration. Okay, so the duration of the invisibility goes up for every creature that you blind with it. Deific Mastery. Class DC, and if you have it, spell DC to master. Okay. Perception to master, and light armor to master. Wow. They're only trained in light armor. Body icon. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay. Fetchling beauty spot under an eye or a smile as warm as the sun distracts your foes and captures hearts alike. Your beauty becomes supernaturally enhanced, distracting foes and giving them a -1 circumstance penalty on melee attack rolls against you. Okay. Oh. And sending captivating charms looks awesome. Yeah. So they become fascinated with you, but that it ends if you use a hostile action against the target, but not if you use a hostile action against their allies. And doesn't say anything about your allies can't hit him. Doesn't say anything about fascinated, but it's only until the start of your next turn. Okay. Gaze as sharp as steel. +1 status bonus to perception checks and +2 to AC against ranged attacks. Okay. And this just gives you reactive strike until the beginning of your next turn, which is essentially, yeah. Reactive strike, if I remember correctly, is the new name for attack of opportunity. Oh, hey, Underhill, there you are. I was wondering when you were going to show up. We were just we're just now getting into the body icons on the exemplar. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Yep, I was wondering when you were going to show up. Okay. Well, let's move on then. And please, Underhill, let me know if there's anything that I can do to make these streams better. But anyway, let's move on to Scar of the Survivor. For the imminence effects, divine energy spreads outward from your scar, reinforcing your flesh. You gain the benefits of the Die Hard feat and a +1 status bonus to fortitude saving throws. Okay, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. This is just free, just a free Die Hard feat and +1 on fortitude. Oh, no. Today is the no. Today is the where we go over the today is the new class stuff. I was going to do it. I was going to do the teamwork, the member only live stream tomorrow. Is that okay? Anyway, and the no scar, but this allows you to just heal. Okay. Yeah, it was going to be about 1 o'clock. Anyway, yeah, okay. So, yeah, in case you're a little confused, Underhill, yeah, basically, with the exemplar, you've got 3 different types of icons. You've got the body icons, you've got the weapon icons, and you've got the worn icons. And the body icons seem to be things like gain resistance and stuff like that. Weapon icons seem to be things like, well, I haven't gotten to the weapon icons yet, but the worn icons seem to give you an aura, and then certain things happen in that aura. But anyway, let's move on to Skin as Hard as Horn. You gain resistance to bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage equal to half your level. You make this choice when you gain this icon, and it can't be changed thereafter. The resistance doesn't apply against critical hits. Successfully find your unprotected spots. And the Transcend is Crash Against Me. By the way, you get both of these at level 1, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Your skin becomes virtually unbreakable until the beginning of your next turn. Your resistance increases to a value equal to your level. During this time, if a creature fails a melee attack roll against you, using a weapon dealing the same type of damage as your resistance, or if they succeeded against an attack roll against you with the weapon, but your resistance would be enough to reduce the damage to 0, that weapon clangs wildly off your skin with a painful reverberation, making the attacking enemy off guard and applying a -2 circumstance penalty to attacks with that weapon until the beginning of their next turn. This one's good too. I like this one a lot because it's, if they miss you, then they take a -2 to AC and a -2 to their attack rolls for one turn, which is pretty dope. I like that a lot. Yeah. All right, now we get to the weapon icons. For the Barrow's Edge, this is a melee weapon that deals slashing or piercing damage, and the eminence is it deals 1 persistent spirit damage per weapon damage dice to creatures that it strikes. Okay, you just get persistent damage on top of the weapon, the damage it already deals, which is dope. Drink of my foes. Your last action was a successful strike with the Barrow's Edge. And this just lets you heal hit points when you equal to half the damage you deal. Dope. Faded shots. Okay, it looks like the eminence is the same. Rain of 7 lights. Fire a projectile into the air with your weapon icon, which becomes a shower in a 5-foot burst within 60 feet. Each creature in the area must succeed at a basic reflex save against your class DC or take spirit damage equal to your normal strike damage with your weapon icon. If your weapon icon has the deadly or fatal traits, when a creature critically fails a save against this effect, roll the spirit damage they take using the adjusted strike damage whose traits would normally apply to your weapon. You can choose before using this ability to give it the non-lethal trait, in which case reducing a creature to 0 hit points merely places them into a dreamless slumber. This is double damage with... This is literally double damage with ranged attacks for 2 actions. And if they fail their save, they take the deadly and if they fail their save, if they critically fail their save, they take the deadly or fatal damage that the weapon deals. Honestly, I know I said I really don't like... Oh, and this hits multiple enemies? It's every enemy in a 5-foot burst within 60 feet. So if you can get enemies grouped together... Okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, this does just do damage. Do double damage with your 2 actions, which is pretty good. But it is pretty good, yeah. Gleaming Blade. Wait. This one deals an extra 2 spirit damage per weapon damage dice. And it's a sword or a knife. Okay. Alright. Make 2 strikes and then mirrored spirit strike. Make 2 strikes, each with your current multiple attack penalty. Both strikes must have the same target. If the strikes are made with a weapon that doesn't have the agile trait, second strike takes a -2 penalty. If both attacks hit, combine their damage, which is all dealt as spirit damage. You can add any precision damage only once. Combine the damage from both strikes and apply resistances and weaknesses only once. Counts as 2 attacks when multiple for your multiple attack penalty. Okay. Okay. Alright, so this is 2 attacks. Again, it's just damage. Granted, it does allow you to bypass resistance, but honestly, that's really about it. Yeah, okay. How you doing, Underhill? What do you think of the weapon icons so far? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of any of them, but you know, it is what it is. Let's move on to the Noble Branch. This one can be any weapon with a spear or polearm weapon group, or the staff, bow, staff, fighting stick, or okay. Weapon icon deals 2 additional spirit damage per weapon dice. Okay. For 1 action, if your last action this turn was a successful strike with Noble Branch, you channel a pulse of energy down into your weapon at the moment of contact. And again, this is just more damage. It's not great. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of any of the yeah. I know, right? But you know. Let's move on to Titan's Breaker. Any melee weapon in the club, hammer, or axe group. Okay. Weapon icon deals an additional 2 spirit damage per weapon damage, and constructs and objects are not immune to this. And this spirit damage automatically bypasses any hardness they have. Wow. Okay. This one could be useful. This just allows you to This allows you to do more damage to constructs, and it bypasses their okay. Not a huge deal. I'm not a huge fan of any of the weapon icons. I mean, I understand their weapons are supposed to do extra damage, but I mean, they could have done so much more with that. But I mean, I guess that's what the body and the worn icon. It's just you can only have one of these actually work at a time. So I mean, feel like you're gonna have one of each of these, and you can only have one of them work at a time. So probably never gonna pick the only time I'm ever gonna pick the weapon icons if I'm playing this is when I just need to do damage. Yeah, when I need extra damage. That's the only way I'm ever gonna pick the weapon icon. Palisade Bangles. You're surrounded by a 15-foot aura that protects. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This is playtest, so it probably will. It probably will buff those. Yeah, they haven't nerfed it. They might buff it though. Yeah. Um. Imminence. Okay, let's look at the Palisade Bangles. Surrounded by a 15-foot aura. Okay. Protects you and your allies within the aura from harm, granting a +1 bonus to AC. Bonus increases to +2 for anyone in the aura that has a buckler raised, or +3 if they have a shield raised. Imagine this with a freaking champion. Wow. The Eminence would be amazing for a champion. Wait, I'm trying to remember if shield raised is a circumstance bonus or an item bonus. I think it's circumstance, which means this wouldn't stack. But still, this is still a great Eminence. I love this. Embrace of Destiny. You draw an enemy within your aura into your reach, moving them directly towards you into a square within your melee reach, unless they succeed at a Fortitude save against your class DC. This one's fantastic for the defensive ones. Oh yeah, yeah. Just make them attack you. Yeah, I think it is a circumstance bonus, which means this wouldn't stack, unfortunately. It's still a fantastic Eminence. But, it doesn't stack, unfortunately. Yeah, the shield spell is a circumstance. Unfortunately. I do remember that one at least. Sky Bearer's Belt. For the Eminence, strength flows outward from you, allowing all allies within 15 feet to carry 4 bulk more than normal before becoming encumbered to a maximum of 8 bulk. You, but not your allies, can attempt to disarm, grapple, shove, or trip enemies up to 2 sizes larger than you. Okay, this one is good. I don't really care about the bulk thing, but this essentially means you don't have to take this essentially means that you don't have to take Titan Mauler. This makes the Titan Mauler, this Eminence makes the Titan Mauler feat useless. And Bear's allies burdens. You move with a speed. Okay, so for 2 actions, you stride, and at any point you are adjacent to a willing ally. You can pick them up and deposit them into an adjacent square at any other point during the movement. If an ally was benefiting from your Eminence aura when you began this movement, they do not count against your bulk limits while being carried during the move. I like this too. This is spellcasters getting a little too close to enemies getting a little too close to the spellcaster. Oh, I pick you up and I move you back. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. 1,000 League Sandals. The Eminence just gives you and your allies within 15 feet a +10 status bonus to your speed. Speed is always good. Getting extra speed is always good for any character. Oh, yeah. Transcend. Marathon Dash. Your anklets carry you where you need to be. You stride, and each ally within your aura at the start of your movement can stride as a reaction. Okay. Keep in mind that at higher levels, these auras become 30 feet auras. which is pretty dope. Yep. Victor's Race. The Eminence, you inspire your allies to greater glory. You and all allies within 15 feet gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls. Awesome. Yes. This is great. And Transcend, 1 moment until glory. You rally your allies, carrying them from the brink of disaster to the verge of victory. Each ally in your aura immediately makes new saving throws with a +2 status bonus against one ongoing negative effect or condition they're currently affected by, even if the effect would not normally allow a new saving throw. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I love this one too. This is literally, oh, you're sickened, take a +2 on your save against it. All right, let's look at exemplar feats, and then I think we'll quit for today. I want to cover the mythic stuff in a video on its own, because that does sound like pretty dope stuff. I've been waiting for that for a long time, but I want to do that in a different video. Sanctified Soul. You've drawn a line in the sand in the cosmic struggle between good and evil and chosen a side. You get the holy trait or the unholy trait. All your exemplar abilities that do spirit damage gain the sanctified trait, allowing you to apply your holy or unholy traits to them to better affect your chosen enemies. Okay. Twin Stars. Your Divine Spark embodies a primordial duality, and your weapon icon splits itself accordingly into 2 corresponding halves. Split your weapon icon into 2 copies of itself. These copies are identical except for one mirrored feature, such as a sun motif in one and a moon motif on the other, and both have the twin traits. You can use this ability again to fuse the 2 halves back together into the original form. All these are both manifestations of the same object, your Divine Spark empowers the 2 halves as if they were a single icon. Okay, so this is so you can dual wield. That's cool. This is you have a one-handed icon, now you can dual wield. That's pretty cool. Vow of Mortal Defiance. You cannot be sanctified. Okay, so Sanctified Soul is... So you can't have Sanctified Soul to take this. Have you seen the wreckage left by gods and their... Okay. You swear a vow to defeat one creature within 60 feet that has the holy or unholy trait. The first time each round you deal damage to that creature, you deal an additional 1d6 spirit damage. Can't use it again until the target is defeated, flees, or the encounter ends. If you take this feat, you can't become sanctified with the holy or unholy trait. Retraining out of this feat typically requires a major change in philosophy. Okay. Okay. Alright. This is for those exemplars that are like, we don't really care about a deity. Claim Initiate Domain. Select one common domain, a subject of particular interest or importance to you. You gain the initial domain. Okay. Okay, so this is how you get the domain spells. That's why you need to be trained in spell attack rolls and DCs for the domain spells. Okay. And we already know how focus spells work, so not going to go into that. Leap the Falls. Your body icon gains the following ability. You gain the powerful leap and quick jump skill feats. Okay, pretty simple. Not a huge, not great, but why does this say feat 1? It should be a feat 2. Huh. Oh well, must be a typo. Okay, has to be a typo. Yeah, this either goes over here with the this usually is over here with the level 1 feats, or this is a level 2 feat. I'm not sure which. Okay. Thorns of Mortality, Eminence. When you successfully deal damage to an enemy with your weapon icon, your power lingers within them, taking the forms of barbs and thorns that dig in to prevent healing. When the target would regain hit points, such as from a healing effect or an ability like fast healing or regeneration, it must succeed at a will save against your class DC to determine the effects. Then the barbs dissipates. Barbs also dissipate after 1 minute. As thus, they heal the normal amount. Failure is half hit points, and critical failure is no hit point. This isn't great. Not many creatures can heal themselves, so it's not that great of an. It just prevents them from healing once. That's not great. Hurl at the horizon. Your weapon icon is thrown or melee weapon. The weapon flies from your hand as if propelled under its own power. Your weapon gains the thrown 15 feet trait, or increases the thrown distance by 10 feet if it already has it. Okay, so that just allows you to throw your weapon. Again, not great. Only the worthy. Okay. You detonate your icons as movable by only your own hand, leaving them fixed in a place as surely as they were lodged in stone. Whenever you release your worn or weapon icon, you can spend an action to command it to remain motionless. While motionless, the icon can only be moved if 8,000 pounds of pressure are applied, or if a creature uses athletics to force open the icon with a DC equal to your class DC. You can release your icon over its adjacent prone enemy to hold them down with the icons motionless. While so released, you can't use the icon, but the enemy must succeed at an athletics check to stand or to move. The icon automatically flies back to your hand when the effect is broken, or if you spend an interact action to hold the hand out and draw it back. This is literally the Thor thing. This is literally, you can't pick this up if you're not worthy. That is freaking awesome. This is the Thor. This is the Thor thing. Yeah. I find that hilarious. Through the needle's eye. Weapon icon is a ranged weapon. Okay. Make a strike with your weapon icon for 2 actions. If you're successful, they have to make a fortitude save against your class DC, or become blinded for 1 round, or until they use an interact action to clear the blood from their vision. Okay. This one's good. This one is good. I can see why. Okay. So it looks like they made all the good weapon icon stuff feats, which is understandable. Motionless Cutter. The weapon icon is a melee weapon that deals slashing damage. Okay. It gains the following ability. For 3 action, make a strike with your weapon icon. If that strike is successful, you can immediately make an additional strike against another target that is within your reach. Your multiple attack penalty doesn't apply, but you take a -2 penalty to the attack roll for each other attack you've made this turn. You can continue making strikes in this manner until you have made a total of 4 strikes, or you miss with a strike, whichever comes first. Okay. Okay. That's decent. That's decent. Attack. It's situational, though. It depends on where enemies are. If they're all around you, then heck yeah, this is great. But otherwise, it's not great. Reactive strike. Oh, okay. So they give you reactive strike as a feat. Yeah, this is attack of opportunity. Sure. Okay. Binding Serpent Celestial Arrow. Oh, this is the one they showed us in the live stream yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, this is essentially just you hit them with a ranged strike or a weapon that has the thrown trait, and yeah, they are immobilized until they succeed in the escape check against your class DC. And it's 2 actions to do it. If you they're immobilized if you hit, obviously. Okay. Additional icon. You get a 4th icon which can be of any type. Okay, cool. Great. Claim advanced domain. Advanced domain spell of your from one of your domains. Yeah, okay. Okay. Dominion signif. You need the Dominion epitaph. You gain the significant associated with your domain epitaph before, which expands types of damage that you can substitute for spirit damage. Okay. So, Born of Bones and Earth, you can do fire damage. Rest of the Tide, you can do acid damage. Pierce of Heaven, you can do void damage. And you can do sonic damage with Whose Cry is Thunder. Okay. Okay, so this allows you to do extra types of damage, which is good. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you should be able to hit different types of weaknesses, which is honestly pretty dope. Yeah. Fish from the Fall's Edge. So once per day reaction, when a living creature within 30 feet would die. Any living creature. Seeing your ally fall, you let out a cry, sending your divine spark to them temporarily to keep them from tumbling. You prevent the creature from dying and restore 5d8 hit points to them. The ally is invigorated by the touch of your divine power, gaining a +1 status bonus to saving throws and AC for 1 round. Your divine spark remains with your ally, preventing you from gaining any of your icon's eminence effects until the start of your next turn, when it returns to an icon of your choice. Okay. So basically, you heal someone, but then you can't use your abilities for, which honestly is a pretty good. Yeah, honestly is a pretty good last ditch effort thing. Yeah. Keep your ally up? Oh yeah, I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. 100%. I mean, you only lose your eminence effects until the start of your next turn. Yeah. Journey of Sky Chariot. Small winds, flaming wheels, or another significator of flight sprout from your worn icon, and it just gives you a fly speed of 20 feet. Okay. But this only works on worn icon. Okay. Mated birds in paired flights. You have 2 weapon icons, but both icons have the throne trait. Okay, so this works well with the other feat, the twin feat, the level 1 feat where you can make one icon 2. As long as you hold one icon, the other will return to find its partner. Both icons gain the effects of the returning rune. You throw your weapon icons to, and then for 2 actions, you throw your weapon icons to either side of a creature, and they seek each other out, converging on the target. Make 2 thrown strikes against the target with the first range increment of your weapon icons, each at your current multiple attack penalty. The target is flanked for both attacks, really making them off guard against both attacks. And if both hit, the target also takes an additional die of damage. The weapons then return to your hand. Okay. This is a way to get flanking at range. Which isn't bad. No, that's not bad. That is not bad. Compliant goal. Your weapon icon is a melee weapon. Okay. Even when your icon is not empowered, you can shrink it down to its negligible size and keep it tucked up behind one ear, in your hair, or a similar discrete location. You can shrink your weapon down or regrow it to its normal size, part of drawing or storing the weapon normally. And the eminence, your icon gains the reach trait. If it already had the reach trait, it instead increases your reach by an additional 10 feet instead of the usual additional 5 feet. Your icon extends to all possible lengths, striking all in its way. You deal 68 damage to all creatures in a 60-foot line with a basic reflex against class DC. The damage type matches that of your weapon. And at 14th and every 2 levels after, it increases by 1. Okay. So let's see, that's 68, 78, 88. Okay, so let's see. This is 12th, right? 14th, 16th, 18th, 20th. So that means 78, 88, 98. This does 10d8 at level 20 to all creatures in a 60-foot line. But again, it's just damage. It's not a huge deal. It does good damage, but it's damage at the end of the day. Extract Vow of Non-Violence. Attempt a diplomacy check to request or an intimidation check to demoralize against one weapon within 60 feet. Even though most weapons are inanimate and mindless, your words somehow still affected as if it were living and you shared a language. DC for this check is the will DC of the creature wielding the weapon, or moderate DC for the weapon's level. The object is then temporarily immune to this for 1 day. On critical success, the object swears not to hurt you. You gain resistance to all damage dealt by that specific weapon for 10 minutes as the weapon attempts to mitigate harm to you. The resistance is equal to half your level. And on a success, as a critical success, but each time the weapon damages you, the duration of the effect decreases by 1 minute. When you gain this feat, choose Cold Iron, Darkwood, Dawn Silver, or Silver. For some reason, perhaps because you underestimate this material, or because you think it's a friend, you are forever unable to use this on objects composed of the chosen metal. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So this works against all weapons except for a certain time choose when you take the feat. But I mean, you know, what are the chances an enemy is going to have? It's not a huge deal. But at the end of the day, it does help you stay up. Which if you have another reason for enemies to attack you, then yeah, this is great. Otherwise, it's just a reason for enemies not to attack you. And this character seems to want to get attacked. Yeah, this is definitely a martial class. So anyway, warped by rage. Your body icon gains the following ability: Eminence. You gain the effects of a 4th level enlarge. Awesome. So that means you do more damage, but you're also clumsy. Okay. Yeah. Transcend. Spasms of the Berserker. Your body warps beyond recognition into a powerful one-eyed form. You remain on the effects of Enlarge and also gain the effects of a 6th rank Moon Frenzy until the end of your next turn, except that you can attempt to end the effect early. Well, I mean, it only lasts 1 round, so, you know, makes sense that you wouldn't be able to end it early. All right, with 14th, we have Destined Victory. Whenever an enemy successfully strikes you with a melee weapon, you gain a +2 status bonus to your AC against the next attack from that enemy before the start of your next turn. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is good if you're a ranged one or if you're wanting enemies to attack you. But only if you have a reason for them to attack you and not somebody else. Transcend. Only you and I. You draw your foe into a fated conflict, one you know you'll win. Choose an enemy within your reach. Until the end of your next turn, that enemy gets a +2 status bonus, +2 circumstance bonus to attack rolls it makes against you, but must attempt a will save whenever it tries to move away from you, strike a target other than you, or cast a spell that doesn't include you as a target. On a failure, the target loses the action or actions related to the failed attempt. Whenever an enemy misses you with a strike while this effect is active, you heal 1d8 plus 5 hit points. Oh, I would love this on a champion. I would love this on a champion. Yeah, it just make them attack you. I really hope that this only this wasn't. The only way you're gonna get this on a champion is with the champion arc, unfortunately. If they keep it at level 14. I would love it if this could be on a champion main class. That'd be dope. Infinite Blade Celestial Arrow. Weapon icon is a ranged weapon or a melee weapon with the thrown traits. Each shot you fire multiplies itself with spiritual blades, rings, and other missiles that shower upon your foes. Weapon icon gains ability. Whenever you successfully strike an enemy with your weapon icon, of the 2 enemies adjacent to the target, take spirit damage equal to your weapon icon's damage die as they are struck by duplicated missiles. Oh, that would be dope. That would be completely dope. Yeah. Put that on a champion? That'd be insane. And then Heaven Reigns an Ending. You fire an arrow that multiplies into dense cloud of weapons. Make a ranged strike against each enemy you are aware of within your weapon's first increment. Each attack counts towards your multiple attack penalty, but you do not increase your penalty until you've made all the attacks. All damage dealt by these strikes is spirit damage. Okay. Okay. I just wonder how many creatures are going to be weak to spirit damage. That's what's going to determine if this class is good or not. Right now, I'm not seeing a great teamwork build yet. But maybe I'm wrong. But maybe that's something we can do. But maybe that is something that we can do tomorrow, Underhill. Try to come up with a good teamwork build for this class. Anyway, let's move on to 7-colored Cosmic Bridge. Your Divine Spark shines in a riot of shimmering colors capable of carrying you through the world as fast as light itself. Your weapon icon gains the following abilities. Eminence. Your weapon scatters rainbow-colored light across nearby surroundings, each a possible destination. When you successfully strike an enemy, you can choose to teleport to an unoccupied location within 10 feet as a free action. You swing your weapon in a wide arc. This is fleeting arc through heaven and earth. For 3 actions, you swing your weapon in a wide arc, releasing a blazing rainbow that deals 8d6 spirit damage and 8d6 damage of the same type as the weapon to all enemies within a 60-foot cone with a basic fortitude save against your class DC. Any rainbow ripples out. You use it as a bridge to teleport to any location within the effects area. This one's pretty good for both melee and ranged exemplar. Yeah. The first one's great for, yeah, they're both great for that. Okay, then we have Strike Rivers, Seas, Winds. Once per hour, but sea text. Okay. You can create each of the following spell effects, but you can't create effects more than once per hour, and you can't perform a given effect more than once per day. Hydraulic Torrent, Control Water, Howling Blizzard, Volcanic Eruption, and Punishing Winds. Creating the effects requires the same type and number of actions as casting the spell, and using the higher of your class DC or spell DC when appropriate. Because you are creating these effects with your godly might rather than casting a spell, they can't be dispelled or countered. Okay. Interesting. All right, now we'll look at Eternity Incinerating Blaze. This is for level 18. The blaze of your Divine Spark is hot enough that it burns in not just the weapon, such as the present, but the past and future as well. Your weapon icon gains the following abilities. Imminence. Your weapon burns away the target's future. On a successful critical hit with the weapon, the target becomes doomed 1 or increases the doomed condition by 1. The target's maximum dying value is reduced to 0 by this ability, it immediately dies in a flash of spiritual fire that reduces its body to ash. Transcend, burn out of time. An impossible amount of energy blazes in a sphere above you before compressing itself into your weapon. This is 2 actions. Strike 1 creature. The strike deals an additional 3d8 spirit damage and 3d8 void damage. If the creature is reduced to 0 hit points, it's immediately killed, not in the present, but in their recent past. This temporal destruction erases the consequences of their recent actions. If a creature died within the last round as a result of the incinerating target's actions, that creature is returned to life with 5d8 hit points at a location that it died, as long as its death is retroactively undone. Oh my god, that's insane. That's insane. So basically, with this, even if one of your party members dies, if you kill the enemy with this, then they come back. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Then we have Sunwrecker. Your weapon is capable of striking light and light out of the sky. On a successful critical hit with the weapon, it creates a second-rank darkness spell centered on the target of the attack. You can make a slashing motion over the brightest source of light, whether it's a torch or the sun in the sky. A gash appears over the light source, visible to all, and devours the light. The entire area within a 120-foot burst around you takes the effects of a 9th-rank darkness spell for 1 minute. Stolen light is channeled to your eyes, and you gain greater dark vision for the duration of the effect. 2 actions? Wow. Sounds like darkness may create greater darkness at 9th rank, which would be amazing. Otherwise, why would this give you greater dark vision? Yeah. That's actually really insane. I could see that being in a darkness-based. I could see that being in a darkness-based party. But I understand why it's level 18 for sure. Especially if 9th rank darkness does give greater darkness. Cutting without blade. This is 20th level. Okay. After we get done with 20th level, I think I'm going to quit for today. But anyway, let's move on to cutting without blade. Your icons disintegrate into golden light. You can place your divine spark into any object in your possession, even a non-threatening object like a single strand of grass, transform it into a fully functional copy of your icon made out of pure divine radiance. You can do this as a free action immediately before or striking with or otherwise using the icon. In other words, you don't even need a weapon icon anymore. Just free action. Oh, I pick up a blade of grass. Now it's my weapon icon. That's insane. Okay, looks like this is the last one. A place beyond mortality. Once per day, if you have at least 1 focus point in your focus pool. And you need claim advanced domain. Okay. You cease aging. When you would die for any reason, you can immediately expend all your remaining focus points as a free action that can be taken at any time and regardless of your current situation condition to survive at 0 hit points. Purge yourself of any negative conditions. When you do, heal yourself up to half your total hit points, stand back up in your current square, instantly summon your weapon icon to your hand, and shift your eminence to any one of your icons. So not only is this a I don't die, but this is also a heal, stand back up, and have my weapon in my hand, and shift my eminence. Yeah, but how many actions does this take? Wait, this is all a free action? Oh my god, that is all a free action. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Other marshals wish they had something like this. All right, guys, there is the, oh. I thought there was the mythic stuff too, but it looks like that's it. Okay, well, all right, then I'm definitely going to have to end it here. Yeah, I guess it would have to be a free action. That's still insane. It would have to be a free action, yes. But yeah. Still insane. Still absolutely insane. All right, so oh my god. Yeah, I can definitely tell why this is level 20 feet. Yeah. Yeah. Too bad this is only a once per day thing, but still. You know, it's still pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, okay. So, I guess Underhill, I will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, right? I guess so. Cool. All right. So, I will, I'll see you then. I'm glad you showed up for this. But yeah, maybe we can actually do some. Maybe we can work with these classes tomorrow. We'll see. Let me know if that's what you want to do. And until next time, teamwork is vital.